Hello crafters! So for today's tutorial we are starting off on Cricut Design Space. You can see I've already started a few designs, but I'm going to show you how I got to this point of creating the size, this little guide here. If you don't know how to create a guide, I'm going to show you right now. So the first thing you want to do is measure out your ornament, your blank, whatever you're working with. You can see I'm making some earrings. I'm also making some ornaments here. So what I'm going to do, they're both circular. I'm going to hop on over to Cricut Design Space, shapes. I'm going to press the circle. And what you're going to do is size it to where you want. So you can adjust either by pulling these little squares, or you can come up here and go ahead and type in the size. So for these ornaments, they're going to be 3 inches. So we're going to change that to 3. If you're doing a different shape, such as like a square or something, you can do this with any of the shapes they have, okay? You're just going to go ahead and unlock this, and then you can adjust the different measurements, like if the width and the height is a little bit different, if you're making a rectangle or something, okay? Then you're going to go on over to this spot that says Operation, click on the drop down and go down to Guide. What this does is it allows you to create different templates, which you'll see, and the guide means that it's telling your Cricut machine when I go to make it, it's not going to cut this out. It's not going to give me the option to cut out this guide. It will only cut out the things that I have done here and here, you know, the print and cut files, the SVGs. These guides are not going to pop up to cut. So this is a great one to work with. That way you don't have to go around deleting everything before you go to make your project. So I'm going to delete that one because I already have a guide here. I'm going to upload my image, browse, and you're just going to pull whatever PNG that you wanted for your photo. So we're doing this one. I'm going to apply and continue and select flat graphic. We're going to select upload. Wonderful. It's probably going to upload quite large, which is fine. We're going to make it a little bit smaller. So you're going to want to bring your guide to the very front. You can do so by pulling it up on this taskbar, or you can right click and send to front, as you can see here. Now that we have our image over here, I'm just going to size it to where I want. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, maybe a smidge smaller, because there is a hole at the top of the ornament and I don't want it to poke a hole through our heads. Perfect. And once it's where I want it, I'm going to highlight over both of these and slice. If you are not seeing this slice as an option, if it's not highlighted here, then what you need to do is make sure you're only having 2 images. It might be that other images are overlapping. You can only do the slice feature when you're only touching 2 items, okay? So as you can see, it's not allowing me because it's actually clicked on this SVG as well. You can see that right here. So make sure you're only highlighting those 2 items, slice. I can remove this and delete that. I can move my guide out of the way for later, and now I have my ornament ready to go. So this one is perfect. It's ready to press. You can see here, and I'm going to move this to the side to continue with the next ornament that I need. So we're going to go ahead with this process. I'm going to just quickly rapid fire create all the ornaments that I need, and then we're going to go on over to make it and send it over my printer for sublimation. So we're going to do that step, and then I'll see you shortly when I'm printing it out. You can barely see me, okay? You can probably hear my sublimation printer in the background, so bear with me. But I wanted to show you that sublimation blanks, if you're new to sublimation, they have a protective coating, especially these wooden ones. You're going to want to peel these up. At first, you're probably going to think, why do my blanks look so dirty and disgusting? Thankfully, they come with a little protective sheet, and so all the scratches and everything that you might see on them, it's kind of hard to see on camera. If you just pop off this little plastic sheet, it's kind of tricky, so I use my weeding pin pen. There you go. It's clean, brand new, ready to press. Otherwise, you're just going to melt the little plastic over top of it. But I'm so glad they do this because it really does protect it when it comes through like the mail, or even if you buy it in the store. You don't want them getting just destroyed and then you have a broken little piece for sublimation. Anyways, so that's your tip. I'm gonna go grab my printout and get ready to press this. Let's turn on our heat press. So all I do for my sublimation ornaments is I just cut them out myself. I don't care if my Cricut cuts it out or what. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut roughly around it. Because remember, sublimation, it won't sublimate white. So it doesn't really matter if there's the white paper in the background or anything. It's not going to affect your sublimation project at all. So I'm just cutting around like so. I'm going to take the ornament, line it up as best I can with the image. So try and avoid the good part of the image being over the little circle for the ribbon. And then I'm just going to tape this down. That's it. Super simple. We're just going to tape it down. I like to tape the edges so that I make sure the edges are also getting sublimated. Sometimes if you don't do that, then see how I kind of fold it over? I'll show you again. So I stick the tape here and I tightly pull it. It kind of folds over that print to pull the image around the full side. So I do this all for all of the ornaments on one side, press it, take off the tape and everything once it cools down, and then I do the exact same on the other side. That's kind of how I do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do all of these, and then I'll come back when it's time to press it. Something I suggest doing with sublimation is setting up the pairs. So for example, I know that these two are gonna go together. This is gonna be one ornament. And this way I'm not getting them confused. I have done it in the past where I've accidentally pressed the wrong images together on the same ornament, or like the same image, and then you're kind of stuck. So I'm going to go ahead and pair them like so, and they are in pairs. My press is dying because it's saying you suck, you take too long, and now I'm turning off. Anyways, I'm going to turn my press back on and get this all prepped at the same time. We are ready to press. So open up your heat press, lay down a piece of parchment paper, and then just start laying your pieces on top of it, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and do that, like so. I have my little earrings here as well. So I'm going to try to put these in the middle just so they get like a nice good press, but these will potentially leak a little bit, so I want to keep them actually a little bit apart just in case they do leak. It's not getting into the other ones underneath. And then you want to put a piece of parchment paper on top as well, just to protect it when the ink comes through. So we're going to press this at 390 for about 90 seconds and see how that goes. I was getting a little nervous because I can see it steaming. So I just want to make sure it's okay. I'm going to press it for a couple more seconds. It's really smelling. I have my gloves ready to go, and as you can see, it's literally steaming. So let's turn this off and see what's going on. I did already stop it, check it, and then put it back, so it wasn't only steaming at 20 seconds. And let's check. Awesome. Okay, so I think these ones are good. Let's take a little peek at one of them and just see where they're at. All I'm gonna do is slightly peel it up just to take a peek, and they look good. So we're gonna go ahead and peel all of these up, flip them, and do the exact same on the other side. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll be back once it's all done. So cute. I love it. If you want to know how I personalize the ribbon for this project, then check out this video here and you'll see exactly how that's done. I mean, you could use your Cricut with vinyl if you don't have sublimation printer. There are tons of options. So I'm gonna go finish up all of these and get these sent out in the mail before the holidays.